When we think of epic battles in history, images of gallant warriors clashing on land often come to mind. However, one of the most pivotal and extraordinary clashes occurred not on the battlefield but upon the shimmering waters of the Aegean Sea, the Battle of Salamis in 480 BCE. This naval engagement, a defining moment in the Greco-Persian Wars, was not just a testament to military strategy but also a reflection of the spirit and resilience of the Greek city-states. The backdrop of the Battle of Salamis is steeped in the grandeur and tumult of ancient Greece. The Persian Empire, under King Xerxes, sought to expand its influence and control over the Greek city-states. This ambition was met with fierce resistance from a coalition of Greeks, led primarily by Athens and Sparta. The stakes were monumental. The outcome of this battle would determine the fate of Greek civilization and, by extension, the course of Western history. At the heart of the conflict was the Greek navy, a comparatively smaller but more agile force than the massive Persian fleet. The Greek triremes, sleek and fast, were designed for speed and maneuverability, allowing for tactical advantages that would prove crucial in the narrow straits of Salamis. Themistocles, the Athenian general and strategist, understood that the Greeks had to exploit their strengths and create an environment where their ships could outmaneuver the larger Persian vessels. The brilliance of Themistocles lay not only in his naval tactics, but also in his ability to unite the various city-states under a common cause. In a time when rivalries often divided them, he recognized the existential threat posed by Persia and rallied Athens, Sparta, Corinth, and others to stand together. This sense of unity was vital. It transformed the disparate interests of the city-states into a singular force, fighting not just for survival, but for the very essence of their freedom and identity. As the battle unfolded, the Greeks employed a strategy that would become legendary. They lured the Persian fleet into the confined waters of Salamis, where the larger ships would struggle to maneuver. The Greeks feigned retreat, drawing the Persians into a trap. When the moment was right, they turned on their pursuers with ferocity and precision, launching a coordinated attack that would catch the Persians off guard. This tactical genius is a masterclass in military strategy, demonstrating how intelligence and preparation can overcome sheer numbers. The ensuing chaos of the battle was a spectacle of valor and desperation. The clash of wooden ships, the cries of warriors, and the sight of ships sinking into the depths of the Aegean created an unforgettable tableau. The Greek sailors, fueled by the knowledge that their homes and families were at stake, fought with a tenacity that would become legendary. Their bravery in the face of overwhelming odds exemplified the very spirit of the ancient Greeks, who valued honor, freedom, and community. The aftermath of the Battle of Salamis was momentous. The Persian fleet, once a symbol of strength and dominance, was shattered. This defeat marked a turning point in the Greco-Persian Wars, leading ultimately to the liberation of the Greek city-states and the eventual downfall of Persian ambitions in the region. The victory at Salamis not only secured the future of Greece, but also laid the groundwork for the cultural and political developments that would define Western civilization for centuries to come. Moreover, the Battle of Salamis serves as a poignant reminder of the power of unity in the face of adversity. The coalition of city-states, representing diverse cultures and interests, came together to fight for a shared goal. This sense of solidarity resonates through history, illustrating that when people unite, they can overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges. The Battle of Salamis stands as a monument to tactical brilliance, the courage of ordinary men, and the unyielding spirit of a civilization fighting for its survival. It is not merely a chapter in history. It is a testament to what can be achieved when individuals come together for a common cause. Ancient Greece's most epic naval battle is much more than a historical event. It is an enduring symbol of resilience, unity, and the quest for freedom that continues to inspire generations today. When we think of epic battles in history, we often picture the grand confrontations on land, where armies clash with swords and shields, and the ground trembles beneath their feet. However, one of the most pivotal and extraordinary clashes occurred not on the battlefield but upon the shimmering waters of the Aegean Sea, the Battle of Salamis in 480 BCE. This naval engagement, a defining moment in the Greco-Persian Wars, was not just a testament to military strategy but also a reflection of the spirit and resilience of the Greek city-states. Historical context. To understand the significance of the Battle of Salamis, we must first consider the historical context in which it occurred. The Persian Empire, under King Xerxes, sought to expand its influence and control over the Greek city-states. This ambition was rooted in a long-standing enmity between Persia and Greece, which had been fueled by previous conflicts, including the Ionian Revolt. By the time Xerxes launched his invasion, the Persian Empire had already established itself as a formidable power, stretching from the Indus Valley in the east to the shores of the Aegean Sea in the west. The Greek city-states, on the other hand, were characterized by their diversity and rivalry. While they shared a common language and cultural heritage, they were often embroiled in conflicts with one another. This fragmentation could have easily led to their downfall in the face of the Persian threat. However, the specter of annihilation united them in a way that no other threat had done before. The build-up to battle. The Battle of Salamis was preceded by a series of events that set the stage for this monumental confrontation. After suffering a setback at the Battle of Marathon in 490 BCE, where the Athenians had achieved a stunning victory over the Persians, Xerxes was determined to avenge this humiliation. He assembled an enormous invasion force, estimated to have included hundreds of thousands of soldiers and sailors. Knowing they were facing an overwhelming foe, the Greek city-states had to devise a plan. Themistocles, the Athenian general, emerged as a key figure in this strategy. He had advocated for the expansion of the Athenian navy, recognizing that naval power would be critical in countering the Persian forces. Themistocles understood that the geography of the region offered unique advantages. The narrow straits of Salamis could serve as a battlefield where the superior numbers of the Persian fleet could be neutralized. As the Persian forces advanced, the Greeks formed a coalition, albeit a fragile one, comprising Athens, Sparta, Corinth, and several other city-states. This alliance was not just a military necessity. It was a demonstration of their shared identity and commitment to the preservation of their way of life. The Greeks understood that their freedom, democracy, and cultural heritage were at stake. The battle begins. As the sun rose on the day of battle, the Aegean Sea shimmered under a clear sky, masking the tension that lay beneath the surface. The Persian fleet, a formidable armada of sleek triremes, was poised to crush the Greeks.
Persian Admiral Artaphernes, confident in his superior numbers, ordered his ships to advance. The Greeks, led by Themistocles, waited in the shadows, ready to play their trump card. The initial phase of the battle saw the Greeks feigning retreat, drawing the Persian fleet into the narrow straits. This tactic was a calculated risk. The Greeks had to trust that their maneuverability would allow them to turn the tide. As the Persian ships pursued, the Greeks executed a brilliant counterattack. The narrow confines of the straits limited the effectiveness of the larger Persian vessels, allowing the smaller, more agile Greek triremes to dart in and out, inflicting damage while avoiding direct confrontation. The chaos of battle erupted as wooden ships collided or snapped, and men shouted battle cries that echoed across the water. The clash was not merely a physical confrontation. It was a testament to the will of two vastly different cultures. The Greeks fought with a combination of desperation and determination, knowing that their very existence depended on their success. Tactical genius. What set the Battle of Salamis apart from other naval engagements was the strategic brilliance displayed by Themistocles. His understanding of naval warfare and the geography of the battlefield allowed the Greeks to exploit their strengths. The Greek triremes, designed for speed and agility, were adept at hit-and-run tactics. Themistocles had anticipated the Persian strategy and countered it with a plan that turned the strengths of the Persian fleet into weaknesses. As the battle intensified, the Greeks demonstrated remarkable courage and teamwork. Sailors and soldiers worked in unison, their training and preparation evident in the way they operated their ships. The sight of Greek triremes are. As the battle intensified, the Greeks demonstrated remarkable courage and teamwork. Sailors and soldiers worked in unison, their training and preparation evident in the way they operated their ships. The sight of Greek triremes racing through the water, their bronze rams piercing the hulls of Persian ships, was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The Greeks, fighting for their homes and freedoms, embodied the spirit of their ancestors, drawing strength from the tales of heroic figures from their mythology. The confusion among the Persian ranks was palpable. Their ships, which had been so confident just hours before, now found themselves trapped in a deadly embrace. The narrow straits of Salamis worked against them, creating a bottleneck that rendered their numerical superiority ineffective. The Greeks capitalized on this, launching coordinated attacks that saw triremes darting in and out of the Persian formation, striking swiftly before retreating to safety. The battle was not without its moments of intense personal conflict. Stories emerged of individual acts of heroism. Greek sailors who fought bravely to protect their comrades, captains who led charges against overwhelming odds, and warriors who threw themselves into the fray with reckless abandon. These tales would be recounted for generations, becoming part of the cultural fabric of Greece. The turning point. As the day wore on, the tide of battle began to turn decisively in favor of the Greeks. Themistocles, with his keen strategic mind, understood that they needed to maintain the momentum of their attack. He rallied his forces, urging them to press on despite their fatigue. The psychological weight of the battle began to take its toll on the Persian sailors, many of whom were now grappling with doubts about their own chances of victory. The Greeks, emboldened by their early successes, began to push deeper into the Persian fleet. One of the most significant moments came when Themistocles ordered a direct assault on the flagship of the Persian fleet. This ship, a massive vessel that commanded respect, was seen as the heart of the Persian naval power. By targeting it, the Greeks aimed not only to dismantle the Persian leadership, but also to demoralize their forces. In a fierce confrontation, Greek warriors boarded the flagship, engaging in brutal hand-to-hand combat. The clash of swords rang out, and the air was thick with the smell of salt water and sweat. The Persian captain, a towering figure clad in ornate armor, fought valiantly, but he was ultimately no match for the united front of the Greek warriors. Themistocles, embodying the spirit of his people, led the charge, and with a swift maneuver, he dispatched the captain, sending shockwaves through the Persian ranks. The aftermath. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the battlefield, the remnants of the Persian fleet began to retreat. The Greeks, though weary and battered, raised their voices in a triumphant battle hymn that echoed across the waters. They had achieved what many thought was impossible, defeating the might of the Persian Empire on the seas. The Battle of Salamis was not just a victory, it was a turning point in the Greco-Persian Wars. The defeat of the Persian navy marked a significant blow to Xerxes' ambitions and set the stage for further Greek victories. The Greeks, buoyed by their success, continued to unite against their common enemy, ultimately leading to the liberation of other Greek city-states and the eventual triumph at the Battle of Plataea in 479 BC. Legacy and significance. The legacy of the Battle of Salamis extends far beyond its immediate military implications. It solidified the notion of a collective Greek identity, one that transcended the individual city-states. The unity demonstrated during this battle would serve as a foundation for future alliances and conflicts, paving the way for the golden age of Athens and the flourishing of democracy, philosophy, and the arts. In addition, the battle had profound implications for naval warfare. The tactics employed by Themistocles and the Greeks laid the groundwork for future naval battles, emphasizing the importance of speed, maneuverability, and strategic planning over sheer numbers. The innovations in ship design and naval tactics that emerged from this conflict would resonate in military history for centuries to come. Moreover, the stories of valor and sacrifice at Salamis became part of the cultural memory of Greece. Poets and playwrights would immortalize these events, ensuring that future generations remembered the courage of their ancestors. The battle became a symbol of resistance against tyranny and the fight for freedom, resonating deeply in the hearts of those who cherished the ideals of democracy and self-determination.
Conclusion. The craziest battle in the history of Greece. The Battle of Salamis was a turning point not only in Greek history, but in the history of Western civilization. Against overwhelming odds, the Greeks triumphed through unity, strategy, and unparalleled bravery. Themistocles' cunning plan turned the narrow straits into a theater of destruction for the Persian fleet, proving that wit could outmatch sheer numbers. This victory preserved Greek independence, ensuring the survival of its culture and ideals, which would go on to shape the foundation of democracy and Western thought. The chaos, ingenuity, and heroism displayed at Salamis make it, without a doubt, the craziest battle in the history of Greece, one that continues to inspire to this day. Hopefully you have enjoyed my story on the Battle of Salamis. Please like, comment, and consider subscribing to CyberTheo.